actor really not have a face? No!
It's the Blind Movie Reviewer!
Hi, Derek.
Good morning.
Derek, the Blind Movie Reviewer is here. What movie did you review?
All the King's Men.
And how was it?
Bad.
Why?
Well, let me give you a little background on this film, all right? This film's based on a book written by Robert Penn Warren back in 1946. He won a Pulitzer Prize for it. The original movie came out in 1949. It won Best Picture Award. And then apparently there was another one, and then this is the third adaptation from the book. And might I just suggest they should have just kept it at 2, because it's star-studded cast. You have Sean Penn, you have Jude Law, you have Anthony Hopkins, and you think sometimes when you have a bunch of stars in a film, Kate Winslet's in it as well,
who I would enter anytime.
I'm sure she'd be pleased to know that.
What is she, like a store?
Kind of like a big box store.
A horse store?
James
4 floors of horse.
Oh, geez.
James Gandolfini's in it too.
Yeah, he's in it too.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's in it too. So the background of this takes place in Louisiana back in the 1930s, and Sean Penn is Willie Stock, who's a small-time politician who gets a lot of favor and starts to climb the echelons of power, and he eventually gets in the race for governor. And initially his campaign's not doing so well until he finds out that one of his competitors is using him and propping him up so as to split the cracker vote.
Excuse me. Did you say split the cracker vote? Like split the white vote?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, split the cracker vote. And he discovers this, and then suddenly he gets really angry. And he starts becoming the guy for the people. And sure enough, he rises to power. And he becomes the governor. And wow. He becomes corrupt. Let's put it this way. The other person this movie is about is Jack Burden, who's played by Jude Law. And he's a reporter who covers Stark's rise to power and becomes part of his team. And when Stark becomes corrupt, you know what? This movie's terrible.
It doesn't, like anything you've said so far doesn't interest me at all.
You know what? And I went in expecting this to be a great movie.
Well, good cast, obviously.
Good cast. You expect, and it has a bit of history behind it. But I could tell that the director realized about halfway through that this movie was really dull, because the soundtrack for this film is so overdramatic. Jason, play what the thing. Listen to this. If you heard that, what would you think was about to happen?
Someone's going to be stabbed in the back.
Or the news. How does our news stinger go? It sounds similar.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, I would think Jason's about to do the news.
Exactly. It would be the exact same thing. At the end of scenes and at the beginning of scenes. And I'm saying to her, Rebecca, what happened? Did somebody just pull out a knife? No, he picked up a pencil. Rebecca, what just happened? Did someone just about get hit by a car? No, he just adjusted his glasses. And I was so distraught. and there was at the end. I'm going to give this away because the film has been, it's been filmed 3 times over. At the end, somebody shoots Sean Penn, and they only use 2 bullets. And I'm just like, finish everybody else off! This is the worst film I've ever... And I left angry. Yeah. I don't often leave films angry, but when I'm angry... I was at the Varsity. There's lots of mirrors and stuff all over the place. Man, I almost collided into 3 because I was just like walking straight forward. I didn't even care who was in front of me.
Yelling at yourself to get out of the way. Get out of my way!
Who was that tall stranger?
You ignorant prick.
So I'm going to end off this review and in the style. The one thing that was kind of enjoyable about this was the speeches that Sean Penn made. I didn't see it, but I read afterwards that he looks like John Belushi doing Joe Cocker with his hands. He's flailing them all over the place.
Oh, you couldn't even see that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So I was told, and I read about it afterwards. And I was doing the reviews, and so I want to do for you right now, and this involves your participation.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to finish off my review in the style of Sean Penn. I'm standing up now because what difference does that make? I don't know. So, Jason, if you could, now this involves participation. You guys have to be the southern crowd,
all right,
responding to everything I say. Everybody in the room has to do this too.
Okay, there's no one else in the room.
Oh
no, they're still here.
I see beef.
No, there's like 10 people.
All right, so let's begin this. Dean, Jason, Todd, beef tits. Edge listeners at home. I am just a lowly blind man. I cannot see the colors. I cannot see the contrasts. But I do see one thing. I do foresee that on Friday in movie parlors across this city, there will be a movie with a marquee that says All the King's Men. And I strongly suggest, in my humble opinion, that you do not walk away from this film. You run away from this film, because this film is a shameful disgrace. Now, I'm going to need your help, Dean, Jason, and Todd, and all the Edge listeners.
What
out
about
there.
Beef Tits?
And Beef Tits, too. Come on over here, Beef Tits. Help me out now. It's time to drag the people involved in this movie across the carpet. When I say their names, I need you all to say to them, shame on you. So let's begin. Jude Law.
Shame on you.
Anthony Hopkins.
Shame on you.
Kate Winslet.
Shame on you.
Sean Penn.
Shame on you.
Beef Tits for not wearing deodorant.
Shame on you.
I'm going to pray right now. Lord, I want to thank you in your infinite wisdom for the day that we're handing out eyes you missed me. So that I did not need to take the visual assault of all the King's Men. Can I hear an amen? Amen. Now I'm going to rate this film right now. I'm going to give it blurries. I'm going to give this film, you may be surprised to know that I'm going to give this film 5 blurries out of 1 million. And that's the way I sees it.
It's the blind movie review.
Funny blind bastard.
That was awesome.
Good work.